When did you have a change of heart? I hated my stepdad for loving me. Growing up, my bio dad was practically absent in my life. He never brought me to school, didn't know my birthday, sometimes got me and my mom's names mixed up, but to me, it was normal. I thought every dad let their daughters do whatever they wanted. So when I turned 16 years old, he got me a gift, and that was an arrest for his involvement with gang crime. He ended up getting 10 years with no possibility of parole. And a year later, my mom let her boyfriend Oswaldo and his stepdaughter Maya move in with us. Oswaldo was everything my dad wasn't. He woke up at 6 every morning to make breakfast. He checked my homework and actually knew what classes I was taking. And to me, love meant letting your child do whatever they wanted and never being in the picture. So I hated every second of his parenting. So much so that I did what any regular teenager would do in that situation. I bitched to my dad about him every day, spending an hour writing letters to his prison every night. As for my mom, she was never home enough to see what was going on. Every month, I'd read letters from my dad telling me how I needed to be loyal. I clung to his letters like they were golden grail. So when I failed 3 classes during junior year or came home drunk from a party, I'd only tell my mom, and she'd do what my bio dad used to do and just ignore me. It wasn't until 2 weeks later that I learned this wasn't a normal reaction. The only person who I actually wanted to talk to about it was my stepsister Maya. She had green-eyed, tan skin, the type to spend all her free time in nature. She just made me feel safe. But one night when I was in the middle of writing a letter to my dad, she read over my shoulder. Didn't say anything, just chuckled. You know, my mom used to tell me the same stuff about him, she said one night. Well, she always said he was controlling and trying to buy my love with homework help. I stood up and had to stop myself from slapping her across the face. I told her that he was different. She pulled out her phone and showed me old emails from her mom. The manipulation was identical to my dad's letters. Same phrases about staying strong and not letting anyone come between them. Same guilt trips about loyalty. My heart twisted, but I just nodded, pretending like my world wasn't being turned upside down. Because after my brief conversation with Oswaldo, I began to wonder things. How my dad's letters always mentioned needing money for protection. How he couldn't remember what grade I was in, but remembered exactly when Oswaldo's payday was. The truth hit me during a particularly bad fight with Oswaldo. I'd skipped school to visit dad and he'd caught me. Instead of yelling, he just looked disappointed and said he'd have to tell mom. I screamed at him that he wasn't my real dad and never would be. I know, he said quietly, but I'm the one who's here. My dad's next letter asked me to tell his lawyer that Oswaldo was abusing me. Said it would help his appeal and we could be together sooner. That's when I finally saw it clearly. He didn't want me. He wanted a character witness. I denied it and decided to give Oswaldo a chance, but I didn't want that. One way or another, he wanted revenge. On me and Oswaldo. Full story on channel, link below.